Demel Gonzalez. Welcome to part 2 of our educational series called The Psychology Behind Our Worst Investment Decisions. If you saw part 1, it was on FOMO. If you missed it, go back and check it out. It's on our channel. It was a short and sweet one, but it was a really good one. But I hope you guys enjoy it. So as a quick recap of why we're going through this educational series, it's because our behaviors sometimes sabotage our investment decisions. So I wanted to show you this chart. This shows you how, on average, investing in the market should give you about an 8% return. This goes back about 20 years. It's a study done by Dalbar. And then they showed how the average investor only earns about 6%. That's over a 2% difference. And so today we're going to talk about 2 more of the behaviors that we need to at least understand how they work so we can acknowledge them and try to combat them. So the first behavior here is what's called overconfidence. And overconfidence is not one that's super common, but I do see from time to time, and it can be a little dangerous. What happens is our mind is looking for certainty, and it just attaches to that. And oftentimes it makes assumptions because oftentimes we just don't know what we don't know. And what we do know, we think is all we need to know. And that can sometimes be dangerous. You've heard of the saying, you know enough to be dangerous? That's kind of where it comes from. But it makes sense. If you're an expert in any field, you kind of know where I'm coming from. You realize that the more you know about something, the more you realize you really don't know enough or as much as you need to know. And so this can be a common occurrence. It can lead you to making some mistakes. And so how do you combat this? So how do you combat overconfidence? Well, first of all, I would say acknowledging that you can sometimes be a little overconfident at times is a start. But I think the big thing is really just building in a delay, knowing that, okay, sometimes I tend to be a little overconfident. Before I make a big decision, let me wait a day, maybe a week, maybe a month, and really just take time to consider your options and don't make such a quick decision. The last thing I would say is when you are weighing your options, of course, do it with care, but also maybe run it by somebody, a friend or an advisor that you can bounce the idea off and see what they think. And that process of listening to them and explaining it to them, I think, will be a huge help in this issue that can come up from time to time. The second behavior that I find a lot of people actually fall trapped to is living in an echo chamber, or otherwise known as confirmation bias. So living in an echo chamber or confirmation bias is a very common one. I think we've all fallen trapped to this one. And especially in today's world where you can basically find anything that agrees with you. There's so many sources out there. Facebook, a big one. Obviously what they do is they find things that you're interested in and put it right in front of you. It's basically an echo chamber by its very nature. And so basically what you're doing is you're looking for things that agree with you, because when you see things that agree with you, it makes you feel better. You just like it. If you see something that disagrees with you, it kind of ruffles your feathers. It makes you feel a little bit more uncomfortable. So it's kind of human nature to fall into this trap of just watching things and listening to things that agree with you. So how do you counteract confirmation bias? Well, it's easy, right? All you gotta do is read a bunch of stuff you don't like or that disagrees with you. It's not that easy, right? And so you almost have to really discipline yourself, force yourself to hear other opinions, read things that are contradictory to your own views, to challenge yourself. And if you do that, I think you'll see that maybe there's more to the story than you thought. And that critical thinking is what really I think will help you become a better investor. And you will be well on your way to being like the Warren Buffetts of the world. Thanks again for watching the videos, guys. I hope you guys found them helpful. Stay tuned for the next ones next month, where we'll explore some more behaviors, and we'll be wrapping this series up soon. Thank you, and we'll talk to you later.